With our practice hit self-check 12.15 mystery 6, for each call to the following method, indicate what value is returned. Now, you could just look at the answers, or you can do it together with me so we can completely understand this problem. So let's do that together. First, we're going to start off understanding the method. We have a public static int mystery6, so our return type is int. We're passed two parameters, int n and int k. We have three statements in here, an if, else if, and an else. So our if and our else if seem to be base cases because they're not invoking any recursion, only the else is. So let's look at that, starting with our 7 and 1. Our first if statement is checking if either k or n equal to, or I'm sorry, if either k is equal to 0 or k is equal to n. This isn't true for our first part right here. So we're going to go on to the else if k is greater than n. Now, I don't really like how this is worded right here, k being greater than n. It's a bit confusing because n comes before k in these parameters. You could switch this around and it'd be a little bit better. Like, let's say you would write it as n being greater than or less than k like this. So you can easily read it and not get confused. And then you can easily see that our 7-1 wouldn't fall into here either. So we would go into this else statement. This is where we're going to do our recursion. We're going to invoke one bit of recursion when we pass in 7 and 1. It's going to become 6 and 0 when we pass it in here. Plus, we're going to add to this, our n is still 7 right now, so it's going to be 6 and then a 1 as well. So with this plus mystery 6, it's being passed in. Now, through this recursion right here, let me actually just write it over here so that we have enough room, and we're going to go down into our next recursion because it can get pretty deep with this stuff. So we hit this, we're going to do recursion from here and here. So for both of these, we go back up into here, and our n is still not less than k, but for this first one right here, our k is equal to 0. And since k is equal to 0, I know it's a little bit confusing because k is right here and k is right here, but k is this 0, k is equal to 0, we just want to return 1. So this right here is simply going to be 1. Now for this one right here, it's a little bit different. We're going to have to fall into our else statement. And inside of our else statement, we are going to have a 5, 0, plus, and then we are going to have, for this one, a 5, 1. So we're in the next level of recursion. This is going to give us a 1 right here. And then this one, we're going to fall, because that's that our k is equal to 0, right? So we return 1. This one's going to fall into our else statement, though. So in our else statement, we are going to have a 4, 0, plus a 4, 1. And then we're going to go through again, and this one is going to be a return 1 because k is equal to 0. So this one is not surprisingly 1 again. This one, though, bring it down. We're going to fall into our else statement. We're going to have a 3, 0, plus, and then this should be a 3, 1. So again, this one right here is going to return 1. This is going to hit our recursion. So we'll have 2, 0, plus, and then we'll have I believe this should be a 2, 1. So this is going to return a 1, and then this one back into our recursion again. Like I said, this stuff gets pretty deep. So that's why I provided the answers here. I just hope you really understand it so you can just understand it and not have to tediously do all of this, and we can get onto the exercises. For this one, going into our recursion, it's going to be a 1, 0, and then this will be a plus 1, 1. And now they're both going to return 1s. And that's because k is equal to n here, and so that's going to hit this if statement also. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. 7 ones, adding it together is going to give us 7. And that's how we would get all of the answers for these. Hope that helped. If you have any questions, as always, leave them in the comments below. And if you want more practice problems, they're in the playlist below the like button.